What is up, guys? Cycling Boo is back, and today we're gonna be watching my first race of 2020. I don't know if you have seen I think it was my FTP video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And there I explained that I should have had a race at the beginning of April, on the 4th of April, but because of the coronavirus and everything going on right now, this won't happen. So I've decided to go back to racing on Zwift, since this is the best way to still keep in shape and try to be competitive with some other people. What you're looking at the moment is stage 5 of the tour of Watopia. Pretty intense race, pretty short, but as you will see, everybody was pushing really hard. And again, I'm saying it's my first race. I was injured at the beginning of the year, so for the month of January and until mid-February I didn't ride that much. I got a new turbo trainer where I actually got my real FTP, which is 270. Yeah, it was needed for me to get back in racing. So at the beginning of the race, this is still the lead-in. You can see it was pretty long lead-in, but group really split. There were a lot of, I think there were more than 100 people that were racing in this race, which made it pretty interesting. But at the same time, already at the beginning, before the actual start of the race, during the lead-in, a lot of people got dropped. Here you can see a big chunk of people got dropped. My initial idea was, of course, to try to stay with the group in front, which is every time my intention, and this is what I did as well. Now we're jumping just before the beginning of the race, lap 1. I've never ridden on this road, never had a race here, so to me it was completely new. I didn't know that it was so short actually. I was thinking that it was a little bit longer. People were pushing really hard, and actually to me this felt like an FTP test, because my maximum heart rate is 188, and once I dip into the 180s, it means that I'm pushing really hard. What I will show you here is, this was a particular place of the circuit, because you have a slight downhill and everybody was ramping up. Exactly after this downhill there is a turn, and at the turn everybody was sprinting like crazy, and now you will actually see some people getting dropped. So if you're racing here, make sure that you always, from this corner, you're spinning fast, that you get the momentum and you manage to get yourself with the group. Yeah, you can see how a guy got dropped. My guess would be that he just decided that the momentum from the downhill will keep him with the group. He didn't pedal that fast, but since I say it's a pretty short race, everybody's giving their maximum, and yeah, that guy was just unlucky in this situation. I was keeping a pretty high cadence, and I also think this is why my heart rate was that high, but also the power that I was sustaining, and especially on this new turbo trainer, it's yeah, you can really feel it. On my previous one I had problems with the readings of the data, delays and stuff. When there was an incline, I wasn't feeling it that much, but you can see I'm bouncing off the pedals just to keep with the group, pushing some high wattage, and yeah, you can see, I mean, I didn't stop on time, my pulse went up, so here I just hold back and just waited for everybody to get back in front of me, because I knew that I cannot lead the group for sure. You can see how the snake started stretching. I was always trying to keep it no further back than 30th place, 35th place. This is the start actually of the second lap, because I knew that if something happens I will have to react, and if I was behind, this means that I'm with the people that are not that strong, and if they don't have power as well, I cannot be the only one that will do a chase or something like this. And yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. You see, people were getting dropped right now because the front of the group was pedaling really hard. They pushed a lot, and a couple of people got dropped exactly because of this. And the idea here for me was not to be with those people, because if they're already exhausted, I cannot rely on them that they will bring me back to the group. But there's also a lot for me that I need to still learn on Zwift. I think I'm spending too much energy at places that actually don't give me any benefit. And if you have any suggestions for me how I can overcome this problem, please put them down in the comments, so I can learn from your experience as well. A little fast forward here, nothing much was happening at this point of the race. A couple of people managed to get back, 36, 37. Yeah, I told you I'm trying to stay in this group, and immediately when I see that somebody might be sprinting in front, I try to keep with the group. This is exactly at the place where I told you earlier about, after this turn, after this slight downhill and the turn. And yeah, but this time I think people managed to stay all together. Here is the other interesting part of this race. There is an uphill just before getting back into the volcano, and here gets really tough, because I would say that here is the place where the majority of people were pushing a lot of watts just to try to escape, and if you're not managing your power here, you will get dropped for sure. And exactly this happened with a couple of people in this situation. You see, 1, 2, here is where the snake started spreading again, just when you enter the volcano. And here it is really important that you manage to stay with the people in front. Don't stay on the back at exactly this place, because if there are stronger riders at the beginning in front of the group, they will push for sure, and yeah, afterwards it's just a disaster if you cannot if you're not positioned well. And 2 more people out of this group. I was actually pretty happy with my performance, because I don't perform that well when my pulse is that high. I feel really fatigued. I told you once again, my maximum heart rate is 188, and the only time when I can sustain such a high heart rate is in races, because racing keeps me motivated. I mean, seeing the people in front keeps me motivated. Now we jumped at the last kilometer, and here it got really bad, because I told you this is the place where where people were pushing this uphill part. I was trying to keep with the group, but yeah, here I lost the wheel of the last guy just entering the volcano, and I did another mistake, and I would really suggest you don't do the mistake that I did. Here, when I lost the wheel, so here I didn't push. You can see 260 watts, 250 watts at the beginning, and once I saw that already the guys were getting in front, then I've decided to push. But it didn't make any difference because I knew that they were already gone. And here with 200 meters I start sprinting, which was the stupidest thing possible that I can do. I don't have any legs anymore. I'm completely overcooked. My pulse is almost at its highest. Now it is at its highest. And I just say I cannot do it anymore. I cannot bear it anymore. And this guy pipped me just at the end. What I should have done here was the opposite way around. I should have pushed 350 watts to stay with the front group and then try to sprint at the end in the last 50 meters when there is no uphill and actually I can do something. At the end of the day, I managed to finish 30th, 291 watts for 20 minutes. 95% of this is basically my FTP, which is 270, which was, as I said already, like an FTP test for me. But then I actually managed to finish 18th in Zwift power, which out of 60 people, I would say it was a pretty good result for me. Thank you guys very much for watching once more. We will try to overcome all of the difficulties and stay motivated, stay safe, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.